Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of PKM Weekly. So let's see what's been in store for us from the past week or so. And there is quite a bit of AI and MCP chat, so we shall get through that together. First up is Thymer, and they've got an MCP coming soon. So Wim posted a quick demo of an MCP in Thymer, and he mentioned it's likely going to be released or implemented in the next week or so. So I'm really looking forward to this one, and we can quickly check it out of how it looks. So I'm in Claude running locally. I'm in the driver's seat. I'm going to build a clock and add it to your status bar. So that's a little clock down here. And that's been added all through Claude Code, adding some tasks, ticking them off, adding some text, and playing around with the notes in general through the MCP. So we shall see how that is implemented. So Wim, next week, looking forward to that one. Thank you. Next up is Daniel. He posted a video on a little tour of how he's using Thymer with his current workflows. So well worthwhile checking this out if you want to see how you can use Thymer, what its capabilities and functionality are, and how Daniel uses it. So hopefully you can get some various different ideas of workflows and how you can use it. So thank you very much for that, Daniel. And then next up, I've been playing around a little bit with some more plugins, and I still think core functionality should be part of the app, but what I do love about Thymer is that it allows you to play around quite easily with some plugins, Claude Code, etc., easily implement it. So in this one, I was playing around this week with a little bit of a graph view, implemented it so I can see my notes in a different way that I want to, and playing around with the graph view so that you've got something similar as you can do in Obsidian. But the good thing is that I can then tweak it because it's just a JS file, so I can then implement it the way that I want to. So that's the great stuff of Thymer, the ease of using plugins so that you can see your data in the way you like. So that was it for Thymer. Let's move on to Obsidian. They've released version 1.11.7, desktop and mobile. Now these are in the public release. So I think last week they were in the Catalyst release, and now they're available to everyone. And the big changes are the help window and Vault Chooser window have been updated. And Base's table cell menu now shows copy and paste menu items, and a few other things. And on the mobile, it's obviously the new appearance settings, which is enabled by default, as well as a few other tweaks and amendments that the team has implemented. And you can see the full changelog here, because there's quite a few other things that have been implemented as well in Obsidian. So some great stuff on that one. Talking of AI, Nick, he posted a video on Obsidian and its ability to allow you to activate, let's say, AI on your notes, but at the same time, if you don't want AI, you don't need to. And that's a great thing about using Obsidian. Just with markdown notes, you can point the Claude Code, let's say, to a specific folder and say, let's play around with this one, and that will not see your other notes, so you are in control. And it's great video, definitely worthwhile checking out and seeing what Nick thinks of what the advantages are, why he thinks text is best, and why everyone else is far behind, and how he uses Claude Code with his Obsidian notes. So some great stuff on that one. So thank you, Nick. And on that vein, if you want to see a slightly longer video by Tom, Obsidian and Claude could be the game changer, and maybe he will leave Heptabase based on what is possible with Obsidian and Claude Code. So well worthwhile checking out these two videos if you're interested in AI with your notes. A couple of other things with Obsidian. Finally give up on tasks in Obsidian. What are you using? So OP was a little bit sick of trying to get tasks to work in Obsidian, and they've moved on. A lot of comments, 263, so do check them out. But the first one was task notes in Obsidian syncing with TaskForge on Android. So basically going back to Obsidian. So well worthwhile checking out and seeing what you think about it. And then someone has implemented bean count for Obsidian. I didn't think this would be possible, but there we go. And basically you can have a financial tracker within Obsidian. I still think keep the financial tracking in an app that's meant for it, but it is possible to do it in Obsidian. So some great stuff on that one. Definitely looking forward to seeing what people think of this one. So that's that for Obsidian. Next up is Capacities. They've introduced a few updates, so new storage infrastructure. They rewrote the whole storage within the app, and it's a major under the hood improvement. Basically faster content and substantially faster startup of the app. So they're looking for feedback on that one. And they've also added a few other improvements, pin sections, better UI for aliases, block linking support for daily notes, which is some great stuff, and then tidy tree support for mermaid graphs. and there's quite a number of other things that they've implemented. So well worthwhile having a look at that one and just updating your capacities to get to the last one. And then OP posted, why do you prefer capacities? A bit of a pointed question, but there we go. And like many others, backwards and forwards between capacities and Obsidian, changing basically every week for the last 2 years. Good on you, OP. But it's safe to say that I'm crazy and I can't quite explain which one I prefer. So if you are in the same boat, maybe not with capacities or Obsidian, but you keep swapping your app backwards and forwards, well worthwhile checking this post out and seeing what other people think about it. Tana, they've released last week or so the Tana MCP, and now they're doing a Tana MCP $1,000 build challenge. So basically how it works is build something using Tana MCP, post it on the Slack community, the team will check it out and the submissions will pick the winner. What's up for grabs is $1,000 total, 4 prizes of $250 each, and you've got 4 weeks starting from now. I should have put the date of when that now is, but I think it's last week. I shall change that. And there's no restrictions as long as you're using Tana MCP to build it. And in fact, what we can possibly do is just check it out. So it is here, and no, sorry, wrong one. Announcements. That's it here, and you can see that there's the video, how it works, and you can find the various different submissions within the AI API MCP. So the map for AI agents, Tana GPS, that's been posted, Claude Skills Save Tana, Tana Tracker Viz, and a few other things that have been posted already. So well worthwhile checking that out. And also, if you are interested in using Tana MCP or you want to level up your skills,
so last
definitely
week
worthwhile
Tana
checking this video out from Ev. She goes into the ultimate guide of how you can set it up and how she's using it, and basically how she's built a chief of staff from it. So well worthwhile having a look at that one just to get started or level up your skills. Similar vein, someone asked in Reddit, how are you using MCP server? Check it out because there's a few comments on that one. And then the team has a multiplayer mode coming up next Wednesday, February 11th in Google Meet. And what they'll do is shared workspace setup, business hierarchy for knowledge and tasks, and operating the system. So if you want to get some insight of how you can use Tana or how you can better your skills, well worthwhile joining this by the team. Octarine, they've released version 0.35.1, and now you can create a space. So basically create fresh, open existing, or import from Git. Basically allows you to create a new vault or a new space, if you will. And you can see the video here. Just copy the link repository and off you go. So some great stuff within Octarine that allows you to just be more customizable. And a lot of improvements have been implemented as well within the app. So if you want to have a look, there's quite a few things here. And you can see what the Create Your Workspace is and how you can use it from this image that they've posted on the changelog. So great stuff from Rajat on that one. Reflect, not one that I usually post about, but I did see something quite cool, and they've released the AI chat feature for the iOS app, and that means that now you can chat with all your notes within your phone or right from your phone, and it mirrors the desktop functionality, so you can open the search by clicking all, and in fact maybe we can just check out the video. And it goes in, reflect, and you can see the little chat button here, and then AI chat pops up and you can chat with your notes and off you go. So some great stuff from the Reflect team on that one. So looking forward to seeing what people think and how they use it. And talking of AI still, Craft Agents 0.3.1 has shipped, and the team has created a walkthrough of how you can use it and get the most out of it. So basically they go through in this 30-40 minute video of connecting it, setting it up, using GitHub, customizing the UI, AI, sessions, multi-source workflow demos, creative skills, etc., etc. So well worthwhile looking into this one if you are using Craft and want to use AI with your notes. Remnote, they've come up with a little bit of an update, and so now they've released a lot of general polish and upgrades even, and they've recently built up the new beta guided learning mode for PDFs, and it breaks down your PDF into sections, analyzes and understands the key topics, creates an easy to read interactive summary, makes flashcards, and provides an interactive quiz for you. So I think this is great because sometimes PDFs are way too long, too convoluted, and you get lost a little bit into it. And what this does is basically breaks it down in chunks so that you can study it and learn it as you wish. So some great stuff from the Remnote team. I think they should just release a little bit more updates more frequently because it is a great app to use. And then Griply, my favorite habit tracker, they've released quite a few things. Desktop, a number of changes, 4-day calendar view, sections added to a goal, grouping tasks, when a habit is completed, skipped or failed, we'll show you the text, and various different other things. And they've also updated the iOS app with some other updates with the time-sensitive push notifications, reordering of tasks, and the to-do widget didn't open, and now that's been fixed. So that was it for this week. So thank you very much for being here, and I shall see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.